Hello, this is James McCorn, and today I'm going to be talking about cloud gaming / cloud desktop life cycles and what you need to know as a consumer. Now, in order for me to properly talk about this, we first need to compare it to your local machine and what its normal life cycle looks like. As a consumer, you buy what you need your computer to do. In other words, video editing, word processing, and typically that machine holds that job for around 3 to 10 years, depending on how much work you need. You typically also spend a lot more on that machine. You decide how it's used and how it is used and for how long it is used. In other words, if you want to leave your computer on 24/7 because you always need it instantly available, then you leave it on 24/7, leaving it on for instant availability, and you pay for the electricity. You are also responsible for any wear and tear and repairs and maintenance on that machine. Now, that is a normal consumer life cycle for a computer. On the other hand, cloud gaming / cloud desktop life cycles are rather different in that they are broken down into 4 new categories. The first one is irrational exuberance. The second, bait and switch. The third, disillusionment. And the fourth, the 10x failure. So let's go ahead and dive into these, and you can start seeing why these have their names. So irrational exuberance, or the hot new cloud gaming desktop or cloud gaming service. When it comes out, typically it promises amazing things because it has learned from the previous competitors that have failed in this space what to do, and it typically offers unlimited service, top-of-the-line components, always upgrading. It sounds like an amazing deal. And so people sign on and they convince their friends to sign on, and everyone has an understanding about how the system works, and they are quite pleased with it, and they keep recommending it, so the service starts to grow. And in order to grow more thoroughly, they start attracting investors, and those investors want a 10x return. So the company starts growing rapidly, and in doing so, they start realizing that their service, the way that they implemented it and the pricing that they are at, causes them to realize that they're not sustainable. And when that happens, you enter the second phase, the bait and switch, where the company starts making changes that directly impact the user in order to save costs. In other words, they raise prices and they start cutting features such as unlimited or always connected, and also installing cost-saving features that typically start driving users away because the users have come to expect and relied upon the service staying the way it was. And when they start changing the service in a way that's pro-business but anti-consumer, it leads to the third part of the life cycle, and that is disillusionment. No longer is the cloud gaming or cloud desktop service the new hot thing, but due to the changes of the bait and switch section, consumers turn negative on the platform, leading to a peak of the user base, and the platform starts its final part of the life cycle. Because the platform is no longer growing, the investors start getting nervous, and you enter the 10x failure. And the reason why it's called 10x is typically when investors invest in a company, they are looking for a 10x return on their investment. So investors who have invested in said cloud gaming service demand normally the liquidation of the company, as the service never achieved the growth that was promised due to the peaking of the users and now negative headwinds due to negative press from the player base that was once their most loyal supporters. This creates new opportunities for other cloud providers to learn from said company's failure and to start the cycle anew. So, with this, I bring a word of warning to the cloud desktop service, cloud gaming service called Shadow, which rose off the carcasses of OnLive and the backs of Liquid Sky, Vortex, GeForce Now, PlayStation Now, all of which made strategic mistakes transitioning them into the disillusionment phase or the 10x failure phase in the case of OnLive. Shadow, in an effort to gather market share, you have made a strategic pricing mistake that makes your service unable to sustain your service. You have priced your service too low and now consequently are entering the bait and switch phase, where you're making choices that, although good for your bottom line, are anti-consumer by telling the consumer how and when they could use their PCs as if you are a parent, with auto timeout and other features to suspend their unlimited use of their unlimited shadow service. Please take a look at Amazon Workspaces or Paperspace or Azure for platforms that are still in the hot, new, irrational, exuberant phase, because they've always priced their offerings and services at the correct level. Their customers are still singing their praises for over 10 years and counting. Please do what's right with your customers and find a better solution than what you are presently implementing and heading towards the bait and switch phase. This is James McCorn, signing off.